back in my yard, the home of nonsense, and I'm lazy. When I put an intake on my car, I just like to slap a filter on it and be done with it. But multiple people have come up to me and went, "Oh, nice hot air intake. Nice hot air. You're losing power with that, you know, you're losing power. You're not gonna make as much power." So I wanna make a video seeing if that's actually true. So I got one of these draggy things. Tells you your 0 to 60. It's like a GPS deal or whatever. We're gonna do a 0 to 60 test with the hot air intake versus the stupid, dumb, idiot cold air intake. You gotta take the hood off and see if that makes a difference. So the first run was the fastest, 0 to 60 in 8.33 seconds. The second one was 8.52 seconds, and the third was 8.51 seconds. So the second two runs weren't as fast, I'm assuming because it got heat soaked. So maybe that won't happen with the cold air intake. I'm now remembering that all of the hardware on this car is garbage, and these hood bolts are not gonna wanna come off. See, I already tried one and it sheared straight off. Please. Please. That's one out. Oh, bad. We're fine. Why are you the way you are? Way harder than necessary. Like butter. All right, so I'll put some zip ties on it and wrapped it in electrical tape so it can't arc across the battery for maximum safety. The numbers are in, and they are interesting. So our first run with the stupid intake was 7.89, the second was 7.78, and the third was 7.99, meaning that this garbage improved our 0 to 60 time by half a second, which is huge to say the least. I was expecting like a few tenths, but I'm extremely surprised. So I guess the hot air intake people, they were right. So I'm gonna go ahead and put cold air intakes on all my cars now. Now this is a best and worst case scenario. The old intake was in here where all this hot air is, and this one is literally outside of the car, but the numbers are still impressive. So the keen-eyed of you may have noticed that I replaced this old rubber boot with the silicone one when I put the stupid intake on, and my devotion to science just can't allow that to obscure my numbers. So I'm gonna do one more test, hot air intake with the silicone boot. Got a new camera, did you notice? Anyway, so our runs with just the silicone boot were 8.42, 8.31, and 8.27, meaning that this guy improved our time by like 0.12 seconds, which is not a whole lot, but still enough to warrant throwing this away, so not bad. So when I did these tests, I took an average of 3 0 to 60 pulls for each setup. So the hot air intake got a 8.45, that's our baseline. The silicone boot with the hot air intake got a 8.33, which is an improvement of 0.12. And the crazy stupid cold air intake got a 7.88, which was an improvement of 0.57. So, you know, that's a pretty big difference for just an intake. There's a school of people out there that seem to think that intakes don't make a difference at all, which just isn't true. That's nuts.